In today's video, as sort of a follow-up to what we did yesterday, I'm going to be talking about the top 10 most fun cars and vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online. So what makes a car or a vehicle fun? Well, it's mostly subjective. It's mostly my opinion, but I am going to point out the things that I think do make these vehicles so fun that we are going to be talking about in this video today. As always, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. What vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online do you think are the most fun to just ride around, fly around in? Again, let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. All right, at the number one spot today, we're going to be starting with one that's just been recently added, and that is the Scramjet. Now, ironically enough, it's also on sale the week that I'm talking about this, so if you don't own the Scramjet, it would be an awesome time to scoop this car up. So why is this vehicle fun? Well, for starters, it's based off of the Mach 5 from Speed Racer, so you're already getting a pop culture reference right there. Number two, it's a completely topless supercar. That's fun. Number three, it has a jumping ability, only one of two cars that has that. And it can also jump higher than the Ruiner 2000, which is kind of cool. The only other vehicle that can jump. And it also has rocket thrusters on the back. And the combination of that jumping ability and rocket thrusting is amazingly fun. I mean, you will just twirl in the air with this vehicle, and you can literally just drive around city streets, jumping and boosting and jumping and boosting, having a ton of fun. And if that wasn't enough fun for you, it's also got missiles and machine guns on the front that you can utilize as well. So if you do encounter someone that is not going to be friendly to you, you can take them out too. All in all, this makes the Scramjet one of the most fun vehicles to use in online. You can just literally have a blast with this vehicle in free roam for hours upon hours. Now, I briefly mentioned this vehicle while talking about the Scramjet, and that is the Ruiner 2000. So this came out with the import-export update in 2016, and this is another pop culture vehicle, which is pretty cool. This is based off of Kit, the Knight Rider car, which of course is pretty awesome. So this vehicle has a lot going for it. It obviously has the jumping ability, which is pretty awesome. It has the missiles on the front, which you guys can see here. It also has a parachute that can come out of the vehicle too. It is the only vehicle in the game that has a parachute that allows it to sort of glide to safety. So using the jump and the missiles and the parachute is really a great combination. There's also a lot of other cool things that this vehicle does. Like, for example, if someone tries to get in this vehicle and they don't have access to it, the car will electrocute them. That's kind of cool. Because it's based off of Knight Rider, it makes a ton of awesome like sounds and noises. The interior looks pretty cool. So all in all, it is one of the most fun vehicles to use in online. The only downside is you only get 8 missiles, and you have to go back to your vehicle warehouse if you want to get more. That's probably the only downside, though. Other than that, this vehicle is simply incredible. Vehicle number 3 today, the Pegasi Oppressor Mark II. So we had the original Oppressor on the most useful vehicle list. This is the most fun. Now, why is this the most fun? Because it's a motorcycle without wheels that never touches the ground. It's basically just a super fast hover bike that you can use to traverse really anything. The only problem with this, and this is of course is just my personal opinion, is it is really wacky. It's hard to control, but I think that adds to the fact that this vehicle is super fun. It also has a rocket booster on the back, just like the regular Oppressor. It has missiles as well, so if you do want to encounter other players, you can take them out. So needless to say, this vehicle is fun, lethal, and effective. It's wackier than the Oppressor, which is why I put the Oppressor on the more useful vehicle of list, but this one is definitely more fun. So the Mark II version of the Oppressor, certainly an improvement in the fun factor over the original one. Vehicle number 4 today, the Lcc Sanctus. So this actually came out in the 2016 Halloween update, and this bike is menacing. So obviously it has a ton of rare features on there, like all of the Halloween webbing customization that you can see on the bike. Obviously the skull front. You're not going to see that on any other vehicle in the game. Another reason why I think this vehicle is incredible, it's the only vehicle in the game with red headlights, which just looks awesome driving around at night. Another reason this vehicle is cool, the exhaust pop it sort of gets when it emits smoke and flame. That is amazing. It's just one of the coolest bikes in the game. Is it the quickest? No. Is it the most nimble? No. But this goth bike is incredible. And we're getting around Halloween time right now. So driving it around at night at Los Santos and dusk and dawn, it just looks amazing. So you've got to try this bike out. Maybe if you don't own it, it'll be available shortly. But it's one of the best bikes in the game. The number 5 spot today, the Phantom Wedge. Easily my favorite vehicle they added in the import-export update. Now, fun fact you might not know about the Phantom Wedge is this was actually based off of something that was done on an episode of Mythbusters. I'm sure you guys know that TV show with Adam Savage. This vehicle essentially comes from that episode of that TV show, which is really cool. Now, in game, the Phantom Wedge just allows you to ram through pretty much anything at pretty high speeds. The only problem with that is this vehicle gets destroyed way too quickly, which is really unfortunate. I guess that was the way Rockstar had to balance this vehicle, but it is so much fun to just plow through traffic and not have to worry about a single thing being able to stop you. Buses, no way. Other big trucks, not going to slow you down. This thing is the ultimate stopping power vehicle in the game. It is just kind of unfortunate that it breaks down so easily. I think it's like 30 or 40 or 50 cars, and this thing will start smoking and breaking down, which is so unfortunate because it really does limit the amount of fun you have. But even with those limitations, it's still one of the most fun vehicles in the game. The number 6 spot today, the Shotaro. That's right, this is the Tron bike. Now, the reason I have so much fun with this is because at night, the paint job on this vehicle glows. And you also get those stylish Tron suits that you can pair along with it, and it just looks incredible. Probably the most fun motorcycle to drive in the game. It's incredibly fast. It's obviously based off the Tron bike, which is super cool. And it's one of the few vehicles in the game that actually glows, which is super unique. So at nighttime, this is really the ultimate vehicle to drive around because you're literally going to look like a comet racing through the streets. And it's just, again, an epic bike that not only is effective and practical because it's super fast, but it also just looks amazing as well. The number 7 spot today, the Stromberg. So the Stromberg could have actually gone on the most useful vehicle list, but I think it's fun because it actually allows you to explore the ocean, as you guys can see here. Yes, there are other ways to explore the ocean in Grand Theft Auto 5, but they're slow, clunky, and cumbersome. The Stromberg gives you an easy way to go from land to sea and have a fun time doing it. It really is just a shame that there's not more to do in the ocean. Hopefully Rockstar will change that going forward in the future with a naval or a sea-based update. Then the Stromberg will become incredibly useful, but right now it is fun just to explore the depths of the underwater of Los Santos, and you can have a great time doing that in the Stromberg. And as a fun fact, it's also another pop culture reference. This is a vehicle that was featured in James Bond's, one of his films, The Spy Who Loved Me. So again, another pop culture reference right there while using the Stromberg. The number 8 spot today, the monster trucks. So we've got the Liberator and the Marshall. It really is just a shame that Rockstar haven't opened up like an indoor stunting arena, or they haven't opened up, some big place out in Paleto Bay where you can properly use these big monster trucks. But even with the fact that nothing like that exists, you can still have a blast with these vehicles. I mean, they basically won't be stopped by any hill or rock or any car for that matter, and you can pretty much just go over them however you want. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to look at a vehicle like this and say, these are very frustrating vehicles to use during business sell missions. And yes, under those restrictions, they can be frustrating, but just while free roaming, they are so much fun to drive around. And the Marshall has some really cool, country-based themed vehicles. So if you wanted to have some patriotism for your country of choice, the Marshall is one of those vehicles to go with as well. At the number 9 spot today, probably my favorite aircraft of all time, the Seabreeze. So the Seabreeze is a plane that can land on water and also on land. It also has a ton of liveries. This vehicle just brings me back to those sort of Vice City memories, and because of that, I love it. It's just a super fun, casual plane to fly around in. It's amazing for first person because the entire cockpit is like this giant glass window, so it's super easy to look out. And I just love this vehicle. It's a casual, fun plane. And if I want to just go exploring or, land on water or up in the mountains or somewhere, totally going to be using the Seabreeze. It's probably my favorite aircraft of all time. And the final vehicle we're looking at today, the F-22 Starling. This vehicle is so much fun, but I crash it all the time. So this little plane only has a rocket thruster on the back of it. That's it. It doesn't really have an engine that propels it. It's literally just the rocket thruster. So that's how you ultimately control this vehicle. It leads to some amazingly fun moments, and you can do some really wacky stuff with this vehicle, like dive in and out of the water really quickly, and the vehicle will still work. So because of that, it is one of the most fun vehicles in the game, and that's why it's at the number 10 spot on our list today. But anyways, that right there is the top 10 most fun vehicles of all time in Grand Theft Auto Online. Like I said, let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. Which vehicles do you think are the best and most fun in Grand Theft Auto Online? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. If you did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.